The following dysfunctional gaming program was filmed in front of a live Twitch audience.
Hey, what's happening?
Numbers.
We're back again for another week of Dysfunctional Gaming, talking D&D. Patch was trying to get me to mess up, but it didn't work. Why didn't my Streamlabs stop working? There we go. Here, we're back up and running.
Aha! I didn't have you mess up. I just messed Streamlabs up. They're like, wait, someone was what? No. Okay. How are you?
I'm good. My name's Thundercat. 0420 over here is GM Patch Nasty, and we're back again for another episode of Talking D&D.
Did you know I was recently polymorphed?
What did you get polymorphed into?
An interrupting cow.
I'm not doing it. I'm not giving you the...
I was wondering how long we were going to sit here in silence until one of us giggled.
We're just shaking our heads at each other, trying not to laugh.
First one to break. Let's do it.
Oh, man.
That's not improv week. That was last week. That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, gosh. That was funny. What happened last week? Improv? Yeah, that's what we did. We talked about improv for a good almost hour. We had fun.
We did. And then I got a headache toward the end, and I hated my life for a little bit, but now I feel great.
Yeah. Where can you check that out?
Spotify Anchor Podcast. You can check that us on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, all the podcasts, that the place for your ear potatoes and your wonderful, wonderful dice rolling fingertips. You can find us there. YouTube. We're on YouTube with them as well.
Yes.
If you want to watch the videos.
Watch the whole video. We cut out the beginning, like 10 minutes of starting soon, and then we cut out the commercials.
High five.
High five.
Links. We fixed it. It works.
Exclamation
Daddy
links.
fixed it.
To get all the links. What else? What else did we do? That's it, right?
Yeah, we talked about improv, and then you guys did something for something.
Oh yeah, spoilers. We have to bleep all the stuff out.
You guys did something. I mean, how often do we do stuff? Stuff happens all the time.
I'm joking. We don't have to bleep anything out. You didn't tell anything.
Yeah, I can bleep. I think I have a bleep button here. Wait, hang on. There, see, look, bleeped it out. I'll bleeped.
I didn't hear it. I just heard nothing.
You hear nothing, you see nothing, you say nothing. What are we talking about this week, though?
This week, we're going to talk about organizations and different uses as a DM.
Okay, fellas heard the bleep.
Okay, cool. It might be the Discord not given enough for the Discord to hear it. Anyways. We're talking about organizations, how to use them as a DM to get them to work in your game. I used them throughout the whole Horde of the Dragon Queen, and it was a pivotal part of pushing the story forward, was using organizations in the game. So that's what we're talking about this week.
It's DM week, not player week. My notes say otherwise, friendo.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, so organizations from a player's perspective.
I was reading the next one. Sorry. Yikes.
It's okay. Bleep, beep. There's your spoiler alert.
Hold on. Start over. Cut. Clap. We're going to do a Players Week organizations, how they work as a player, and using them to your benefit.
Or also how your DM can use them to your disadvantage.
Or to push the story forward like I did in Lord of the Dragon Queen. Hey, look, it all ties in.
That's right.
It's
a
talking
game.
D&D.
You all
I'm
play
talking
together.
about it. I'm talking about it.
That's what we do. Anywho.
So how should we start this? What are we going to use? How are we going to use it?
Well, I mean, organizations, factions, guilds, whatever you want to call them, like groups, eventually if you're a bunch of adventurers, you're either going to join one or, like most players want to do, make one. Take a name. You could be the He-Man Woman Haters Club for all I mean, whatever you want to name yourself, it's cool. Acquisitions Incorporated. That's a name. There's even a little thing where you can build your own like little stronghold throughout that, and then you pay like franchising. You have a franchise. That's another name for a faction. You franchising.
What was the bakery in Critical Role? The Slayer's Cake.
Yeah, the Slayer's Cake. That was the bakery in Critical Role. Me and Vandal had Kung Shu. That was our organization. Thank you for the follow there, Gant Gaming TV.
Hey, Gant. Hello.
Oh.
Hi. Kilt Scots Unite. Would be by
UKS. Yeah. But like in basic D, in like most D&D lore, hello, wonderful seeing you again. You can play. You have like the Emerald Enclave, the Order, the what's another good one? The Harpers. The Harpers is Zentaram. And then on the bad sides, you have the Flaming Fists. You've got the Maskless Lords.
Cult of the Dragon.
You've got the Hand. You've got the Cult of the Dragon. You've got the Cult of the Three Dead Gods. The list goes on and on. But how you use them as a player, like you'll encounter them on the evil side and the good side, and maybe join them. But if you join them, there will be things that you might have to do for them to be a member, or requirements.
Or to gain rank in that organization, move up. Can't just become the boss overnight. You got to work your way up to get better jobs, to get to do more important things. So,
well, an easy way to become a captain, like to become the boss overnight, is toss the captain overboard if you're on a pirate ship and that's the organization. We call that mutiny, or a hostile takeover.
Yep.
For the corporate world.
Or if you're just really good at what you do, you work your ass off and take that spot the right way.
Take that. Sorry, P. Diddy there. I apologize.
It's okay. So, let's see. So, like in the player's handbook, they talk about guilds, which
briefly
can be part of your background. Just chuck them overboard. Well, it's if you're working in a one like floor building that doesn't have an overboard, you toss the guy out the door, like probably just gonna get back in.
Aim for the bushes.
Not everybody works on a boat.
Don't throw them out the window. Throw them off the roof.
There you go.
That's an extra little bit.
Up to the roof first to throw them off the roof. Hey, Jack, can you follow me for a second? I just need to show you something up here on the roof.
And then hang him by his ankle, and then thunk. But then you're an evil character. So go ahead, continue before we got distracted by mutiny.
I don't even know where I was now. The guilds.
Actions in the player's handbook.
Yeah, so in the guilds, they talk about guild dues, and they talk about some basic guilds are more of like a job, some sort of background for you. The Blacksmith Guild, the Glassblowers Guild, the Tavern Owner Guild, like things that you would expect groups of people to work together for a common cause when they all work in the same industry. Um, so in that, you're really just working on a background to kind of round your character out at the beginning. And if you pick the guild merchant, we talked about that in the backgrounds episode, but you get a script saying that you're part of the guild. You have to pay dues every month, and you can use that stuff to your benefit when in different cities. You can find the local, if you're a map maker, part of the map makers guild, you can find a local map maker, talk to him, maybe find some information that might work in your story, like, hey, we need to find this castle, but there's no maps that have it that I've seen. You know anything about it? It's supposed to be in this city, and it was before. You know anything? And then that map maker might actually have said map, or know where to find that map because he's actually done research and he's just not good enough to go out and get it. So he might have a task for you.
It's a very good point for guild memberships. I don't like giving people my hard-earned gold, so I have a very hard time with that. Another way to do something like that, but a seedier version, is the criminal background, because you do get that informant. You have that criminal network of information, which those guilds might not be privy to that information. I feel as though those two backgrounds and maybe the noble are some of the best ones to work with your DM with, to like kind of like move the story narrative around a little bit. That's kind of a good way to use it. Sailors, anything like that.
There's a lot of backgrounds or backstories that the DM can use to push the story along. But as a player, you shouldn't really worry about what your backstory is going to do. I think that I enjoy it more when your backstory is used, because then you're like, this DM's really like took what I made and turned it into a fun, like turned it into something that we can play, which is I think is really cool.
I enjoy
as a player.
Yeah, it's always good for a DM to use that. But with factions, I mean, eventually, like your guilds, once you do enough things, you'll move up. In the aspect, if you are opposing a different guild or a different organization, you might gain more of their attention in a very not good way with renown or infamy. Those are ways that a DM tracks on the backside. But no, as a player, doing things for these factions, for your faction, or opposing these factions might help or hinder you, depending on what you're doing, if that DM is running it like that. I've always, as a player, it's the way I get inside my head. I'm like, well, I just did this today. What's gonna happen next? Whoa, what did I piss off by doing something?
Right,
because that's my thought. Right?
Yeah.
That's the paranoia. Yeah.
Well, I know, like, the Zentaram is always got like some sort of vendetta. There's always a primary goal to their secondary goal. So that secondary goal they make you think is what they're looking for, but there's something else always in the background that they're gonna trick you or try to stab you in the back for. So using that as your backstory, being part of the Zentaram, is always a great catalyst for a good campaign. So if you're, I mean, like that could be part of the criminal background, or you could still be a noble that have a noble background that got into the criminal under like society and just learned how to play that way, and that's how he makes his money now. Like, you can, maybe
they're the reason that you're the noble.
Yeah.
That's, as soon as you said that, I was like, that sounds like somebody rigged an election.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, ha 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 ha! I like that. That's great. That's perfect. I was like, I could run with that. I'm already starting to think of things.
You don't necessarily have to be an evil character to be a criminal. You can be a smart good person that did something that shouldn't work or
And not
something.
all villains are evil.
Yeah, exactly.
That's-
So you can really go. Yeah, well, as a player, I'm saying you can really go ahead and like use an organization to make your backstory. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you could start with said guild and say, okay, well, I'm a glass blower, so I'm going to sell dragon weed along with my glass pipes, and I'll make extra money throughout this whole campaign, and then I'm going to be on a merchant caravan. There's my backstory. Do what you want with it. Like, obviously, I'm going to encounter dragon weed dealers in other cities if I'm on a caravan that are going to be pissed that I'm selling on their turf, or I might encounter other glassblowers that don't like that I do this on the side and think that I'm bringing the glassblowing merchants guild down along with me. Like there's so many things that you can put together off of just making a cool backstory and with an organization, I think.
It's one of those things that I always think of like when I'm building my character. I'm like, it's just like kind of an afterthought, and then it comes up again. I'm like, oh yeah, and then I just wing it with the DM and see where we go, and then start taking notes myself. Like, yep, that happened now. That happened now. Cool. Oh, I didn't even realize that, but I'm gonna nod along because it sounded neat.
From a player's point or perspective, what character did you play that had the best organization it worked with?
Character wise, I mean, the only one that really ever worked alongside a faction that was, I would have to say, Baron, Deer, or Aesop, because I mean, that was the Enclave. We were trying to protect the world from Tiamat to come back. And like I didn't that sounded bad, and then a fire dragon destroyed his monastery and he came back to kill that dragon. That was my goal. I died, and then had a chat with Melora, I believe, or Maleki, one of them. And then after realizing that I helped save Bahamut several times, and I was just being goofy, like they're kids. Let's entertain the kids. Oh, they're dogs? I want to play with the dogs. Yeah, I want to play with dogs. Yes. It kind of like, I was like, that's fucking cool. And then I sat on it for a very long time. And then I came back as a level 17 druid with monk powers that were built into me. And I was like, this is dope. This is the coolest of cool things. And then I dropped a heal, which turned the tide to our favor. That was the first domino in my eye. I was like, well, I need to turn into a dragon. Oh shit, the cleric went down. How can I cast spells? I can talk. I can move my little dragon hands. Why wouldn't I be able to cast heal? Mr. DM, can I do this? Like, logistically speaking, okay, yes. And then we beat Tiamat. That was the domino in my mind. I feel as though the player I I play now, who tries to work with factions too, doesn't help anybody except for what do you want?
It's more, yeah,
No.
he's not, it's not that he's selfish, it's just that he doesn't know any better.
He doesn't trust people. He's not very easy to trust.
So like
He's
it's all about himself right now, and which is fine, but like the faction,
it's about himself and his family. The party, that is the primary right now.
Okay,
and where I came from.
Yep. I'd say other than
Moash.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean,
Moash
it has to be Kandu, the whole Battle Rager army, like the organization of just being a Battle Rager and like leaving the gladiator pits and not being part of the actual army, like the Battle Ragers. anymore and moving on with a new party, trying to learn their ways and how they cope with things, when all he knew was drink this drink, go attack, and then we'll lick your wounds tomorrow. Like, you don't have time. You're going to just destroy as much as you can in as little time as possible. So that's what he always knew. And so, like, I think his organization, just when they all disappeared, he didn't know whether he should just leave and go look for them or hope that the party would join along with him. So it was hard for him to ask, I guess, and then finding out that they were all dead because of a demon, and like once again having to deal with that while protecting this group for his king. Like, there's just a lot of that organization really brought who he is out, I guess.
I will agree. I will also say that you, as Alston, helping and hindering a lot of people, like you hindered the Red Wizards of Thay. Like I was like, oh boy, you pissed them off? Okay, well they couldn't get into the tomb at that point. I was like, well, they're not a problem. You helped the Emerald Enclave. I'm pretty sure you guys didn't deal with the Flaming Fist there. You helped a lot of people. You were very nice.
Every
overall.
Organization.
Well, you also pissed some off, like.
Well, the bad ones, obviously.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, these people didn't even know that there was impending doom, where if you die, you're dead. You're dead. And Alston having this information and still not being a focused laser of guidance and this bright, shining, smiling little tinker toy in the jungle that is going to murder him, and him surviving with a stegosaurus that could talk because of Aesop, Barondeer, I thought it was brilliant. I was like, oh, I wanted to bring him in and I just want to show him off a little bit because I had him and I was like, fucking, I want to use him.
I love having the Stegosaurus. I loved Sal as Alston. That was really fun playing that character. It was hard because it was hard to stay happy all the time in that kind of campaign with all the death. So it's like
all the death, all the lies from evil Vree.
Yeah. And just knowing that, like, the fights that we had, me and Griff in character, like Vree and Alston just fighting, talking about how he's like not a good person. Like, he was always like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, you need to like atone for the stuff you've done. He's like, no, I don't. I've never done anything wrong. I was like, yes, you have. You have to fix this. We just always would fight about like him being like a bad guy and me being a good guy. And then he'd be like, but what makes you good? And I was like, because I'm willing to help people. And we just start fighting. It was really fun using that back and forth with him. At some point, it was tough because I didn't know if we were really getting mad at each other. I'm trying to stay in character as much as possible, and then be like out of character. Be like, we good? We're good. Okay, we're good. Okay, like
we're playing on PlayStation at this point, so there's no cameras. Like,
yeah, you can't see people's faces.
Voice chat. Like I could hold on. What this is what it was. Like, I'm sorry to do this to you, but then there was Thundercat, no screen, and I believe 2 other people. There was Vandal and myself with no screens.
Yep, just looking at the PlayStation screen.
Yeah, I was too. I kept it in my eye. I had to downsize my camera. But yeah, organizations, even if you're not a part of one, remember that they're always there. As a player, even if you haven't encountered one, you're going to meet a cult. You're gonna meet some clergy of some type.
You go
Either-
into the map store. That guy's probably part of the Map Makers Guild. He might know somebody that knows somebody,
or even worse, he could be a part of the neighborhood watch.
which is an organization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The City
Hold
Watch
on,
is an
wait a minute.
organization.
The guards, yep. The guards, bandits. Bandits are an organization. They probably have a name. It doesn't matter because they're going to get murdered by my arrows or my axe or my fireball that I'm going to throw at them.
Or they're going to demand money as highwaymen, and you're just going to give them the said money, and they're going to let you go. That was one of the funniest things I've ever run as a DM.
Was that 2?
No, it was Beth's character. It was, what's her name? Fucking
Oh, Ellie?
Ellie.
Oh. Yeah, that was Ellie. You gave money to the highwaymen just so they could just go away. Yep. Yep.
She didn't know any better. She's like, okay, gotta pay the toll. All right, what's the toll? 10 gold. Here's 10 gold. Okay. All right, guys, let him through.
Thieves guilds are always... Thieves guilds... I always love a good thieves guild. The issue is, I know about them. If I find out about them, they're not good.
I want to say,
at that point.
I think I like the Thieves Guild, but I also think it's kind of tropey. It's a D&D trope, which is a lot of this stuff that we're talking about are D&D tropes, but it's becoming...
D&D is tropey.
It's becoming less tropey because the game's becoming more important. So there's a lot more things that can be tropey, I guess. I don't know. I try to stay away from being as tropey as possible. That's why I put in the cooking show and stuff. Try to make it
people to space.
Yeah, bring in something different that you would never expect.
So,
your backstory can bring that up. Backstories can bring that up.
Yeah, that was my backstory. I was a member of an organization. I was president of the universe, the galaxy. I was president of the galaxy. As Zepha Nebelbrox. And I mean, I was the head of it. Granted, there was no one under me. I didn't have a cabinet. I didn't have a vice president. I just stole a ship and took off. And now I'm in D&D. And oh, neat. Now I'm in jail. Why are you in jail? I had nothing else other to do. Ah, who are you? What are you? What is this? You have horns. Want to see my head?
But we couldn't see each other.
No, couldn't see. Yeah, no, that was when we. Yep,
That was
no, it was still
also-
PS4.
That was also PlayStation.
I loved it. I'd recently watched Hitchhikers like twice, and I went, I could be Zaphod, and it was the Americanized, bastardized version of it. And then I read the book.
I was a cleaning robot.
You reminded me of Tacton, or fucking what's the goddamn robot's name from Return to Oz? That's all I could think of was the roly poly oly robot. Every time, just clink clunk 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 clunk. Pick me up.
That's who I was that's what I played in that game.
So organizations. Have you ever made one?
Have I ever made one?
As a player. Like we've
to like work with? I don't think so.
I mean, you kind of did in the homebrew game we did on Sunday when I locked you in a snow globe. You guys were a guild. You armed the town.
I mean, I didn't make it though.
No, I mean, you guys put the wheels in motion for it. You guys put
Steph
up the
made
money. Yeah, Steph made it, but I mean, you had a voice.
Yeah, I got to name the cow.
Good old Puddles.
I used to run. My favorite part about that character was how I used to train every morning. Like at 6 o'clock, I'd wake up and I'd just go out and I would just jog around town with my spear or my friggin' wave.
Oh, yep. Bad server response. Too slow. Wah, 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 wah.
What the F does that mean?
I don't know. I don't like it though. Anyway.
Daddy,
it's broken.
There goes
Oh
artwork.
yeah. I just can't do it. Oh, it's probably because I'm in mod view.
Probably.
Yup.
But Yeah. We did make an organization. Yeah, we made a guild.
We did.
Did we ever name it? Oh yeah, we did. It was the fucking. It was Law and Order. What was it?
Yeah,
Fucking
it was the Lawful Order of Grandville.
Lawful Order Special Victims. What do we call something?
Special Dungeons Unit.
Special
SDU.
Dungeons SDU. That's right.
Fucking nerds. Bum bum dun 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 dun.
It's just me walking down the street. Biggity biggity bitty.
Wheelie. I can't. Don't give me Carlin, man.
Carl. Oh man. Okay, so we talked about like a lot of the stuff about organizations. So the dues, obviously, I want to just talk about that real quick. Like, you're gonna have to pay to your guild if you have a good guild and you're a part of a merchant in the guild. You will pay $5 gold a month to your guild. That was my D&D vocab.
Wait. So this guild gives you things, and you have to give them money on a monthly basis, and these things are kind of cool, right?
You can get information. You can
Maybe they got like some.
You get to like sell stuff still. Like you're you're a merchant. You should sell your goods that you make. If you're a leather worker, you should work some leather while you're out working.
Speaking about monthly dues, Patreon. I'm sorry. I thought. Think about it. Like, it's 5 gold. How much is a Twitch sub? $5 a month. You get emotes. You get content.
You get things. Yeah. You get to hang out with some cool people.
Fuzzrap paid his dues. He knows what's up.
Yeah, you did. You got some good content last week. We dropped a lot of shit last week on Patreon.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, what else? I mean, another way to get dues is to go to commercial break. We have a commercial for our candle bin and our no jump bed. We could do that if you want to make some.
Wait. So we're trying to earn money for our dues by selling our wares?
Sounds like a guild. It sounds like a merchant, right?
We should change it. It's no longer dysfunctional gaming. We're dysfunctional guilding. That is what it is. Dysfunctional guild. Dysfunctional guild TTV.
The guild.
That you still don't ship the.
Hey,
you and Griff, and all
international ship big is real tough around here.
No, I'm bringing the microphone up close. We're talking here. All right, Fuzzrab, Griff, Umlau, anybody in the UK watching this, if you want a fucking candle bin, petition, talk to your prime minister, talk to the fucking lady on the purple money. I don't know what color your money is. It's weird names. I still love you guys, but petition for that shit. It's not my fault. Fucking Streamlabs or the government or some shit. Candle bin. You should buy one, though. Send it to America.
Only in the USA.
Yep.
Freedom. Jesus. Oh, that's another clip.
There it goes. Talk to our prime minister. You've seen Boris Johnson, right? He's mini Trump. No, I have not seen Boris Johnson because I stay away from the news. If you stay away from the news and it's just sports, you're perfectly fine.
Buy a candle bin. Check it out. Welcome back. I hope
Hello.
you got your candle bin order in. Unless you're outside the U.S., then fuck you. I'm just kidding. No, we don't.
Wow.
We don't,
Okay. Hold on. Wow.
We don't send them out there.
Whoa.
Rough crowd.
This is not my. This is not my candle bin. Mike Candlebin, he's a nice dude. He's actually the creator of the candle bin. That is why we are allowed to sell his product. Yeah, public domain. Yep. That's okay. Continue on. Anyway,
organizations.
What are we talking about now? Organizations like Candlebin. Where do we have?
Well, I mean, why don't we talk about how, like, what the difference in some of these organizations? Like the differences.
First of all, I will start off with the shitty ones. The ones that typically, if you meet as a player, will either double cross you or you will hate. So the first ones that I think of when I think of organizations that I hate are the Flaming Fist. Think like, like your Southern type of, no, they're basically your militants. They're your militia that moves in. We do what we need to do. We take what we need to take. We out. Moving on. They were in Tomb of Annihilation. They didn't encounter them. Thank the Lord. They are in Descent into Avernus, and it's literally you report to this dude. Either you do it or you don't. If you don't, you ain't gonna like it. But another one, Zentarams. Usually they're not typically altruistic, but they're known. And then most of the organizations that I can think of are color noun, like the Black Hand or the Dark Network, or if it's got a color and usually a noun following it, it's probably not good. Like the Yellow Daisies may sound amazing, probably not good. Just gonna put it out there.
Okay.
The good ones, Emerald Enclave. There's crossover. There's crossover.
Oh.
That was the first one I was gonna say.
Oh.
The Emerald Enclave is more altruistic in nature, literally with nature. The material plane, the world comes first. Like, not the cities or the towns, like the protection of the nature, everything. Pink Ladies, that's right. Pink Ladies, purple hats.
Pink Ladies, isn't that the team from the old baseball on Nintendo? It's like Super Baseball for like NES. I think it was the Pink Ladies.
I'm pretty sure Pink Ladies is also the Grease.
Yeah, Grease, the ladies.
Yeah, yep. Tell me more. Like, did they have a car?
Does he have a car?
Uh-huh. Yeah, from Greece. See? Knew it.
Another organization.
Yep. You want to just riff on organizations? I mean, you could make Pink Ladies. Think about this. You're in a shop and all of a sudden a group of elderly halflings come in these very gigantic red floral hats. Some of them have like actual physical birds that are like squeak. Yeah, no, they squeak. That was a squeak. As a player, I would giggle because this is the early bird sale. I should have waited an hour. Let's see what I can get it for a deal, or scare these old ladies out of money, depending on what I'm playing, or start asking them questions and see what the DM has to say.
What if they rolled up with their greaser boyfriends and that in their like?
What are you guys doing?
Their caravans are being pulled instead of being pulled by like horses. They're being pulled by something that like emits a loud noise. So it's like just a big fucking cows that make a lot of noise when they roll up.
That's a I can't. We stop. Emerald Enclave, the Order of the Gauntlet, what's another one I can think of that's a good one? The Harpers, another great organization. Those are the ones that you usually hear about.
The Harpels.
The Harpels, that's chaos in nature.
The wizard group. The wizard family.
Wizard colleges, wizard schools. Those are also usually organizations. I mean, those are the ones you can think of that I think of offhand when I think of organizations in D&D. Are the big five, like the Lord's Alliance. That's the one that has been fucking driving me crazy, because that's the one that's kind of
they're like the noble one.
It's kind of gray area. It all depends on what benefits them. That's where I was like, ooh, Harpers are a sneaky bunch. So Yeah, they're very
The
secretive.
Harpers, I feel like the Harpers are the nice version of the Zentarum.
Mm-hmm.
The Harpers won't
Good way to put
stab
it.
you in the back to get their information, but they're definitely got another plan behind you going on.
Oh, they'll shoot you in the face. Just
Yeah, no,
pew!
they'll talk to you straight up and be like, "Sorry, bud."
Yep. Can't help. Mm.
Um, and you said like wizard colleges. Now, what about like the guilds? Now, are we? I know we were trying not to stick to just the factions, but like, what about like the guilds? How are they good or bad? Because you were talking like the good and bad of the factions.
Well, I mean, think about it this way: if you frequent local mom and pops, as opposed to guilds, they might jack up prices when they hear about what you do for towns, and then you might just happen to run into a town that just there's only guild shops, and then you're paying as opposed to like 75, maybe 100 if you got a nice DM for a healing potion, you're paying full price, like 250. It's like whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, I'm sorry. Welcome to Gnome Depot. This is where you pay full price. You haven't been helping us. That's when it's the people who are still good are still villainous because you've kind of screwed them over. You've been helping small businesses as opposed to going to the big business, but big business has a face and swords and maybe a dragon.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not the DM this week. I'm the player. I'm the very, very skeptical wizard. Kill them and steal the merch. Facts. And then piss off the rest of them.
Happens more often than not, and then the DM is mad at you too.
No, that's fair. Because if the DM, I would be like, oh shit, well, that just happened. Maybe the boss is a polymorph dragon, and now you just stole some of his way to get his precious coin from this massive vault where he swims around like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, at
How
that
dare
point,
you?
who runs the guild? Like, who is the owner? Like, you know what I mean? Who's the higher up of this one said guild?
Uh-huh.
Like, you would probably guess that the map makers guild are probably all stand up guys, but like the leather makers, blacksmith guilds, like those guys probably have some.
I guarantee
They have some
you.
backstories there that you probably don't want to fuck around with. Like,
Mhm. Mhm. Cooks, even cooks, like a chef's, like
Yeah.
yeah,
poison you during your meal.
yep. And to a certain extent, maybe a noble was the one trying to thwart this town, and you pissed off the noble. So technically, you didn't you saved the town, but you also still pissed off the town in a
Right.
roundabout way.
Well, and maybe that noble is part of that Lord's Alliance or the made up
Faceless
faction
lords.
that your group has made or whatever. And then he tells his friends at the next meeting, "There's this group that's come through my city and they robbed me of this. Keep your eye out for them."
Usurpers. Keep your eye out for these halflings and this weird looking robot.
Okay, Chuck,
thing.
you got it. I'll keep
God,
an
I
eye
don't know
out.
what you just said.
I'll keep an eye out for him if you want me to.
Shut up, Mimsy. Sorry, that's where my brain went. But yeah, there's two sides to a coin. Plenty of ideas here for me if I ever play it. All right, Fuzz, I'm gonna say this right now. If you want to play an evil character to the full abilities of a game, download the first Fable. There's really nothing consequential story wise, but kicking chickens is fucking great. When you get pissed off, you're like, oh well, I'm stuck. I'm gonna go kick some chickens. Get my strength points up, and bam, now I've got Horde. Fable's such a great game for that good evil aspect. Mm-hmm. Fable 3, where you could be a slumlord, you could buy all the places and then just jack up the rent. That's what everybody did. I jacked up the rent and I took out all the decor. I was like, nope, I'm gonna be the worst slumlord ever, and you're gonna pay for it, and you're gonna like it. If you don't like it, go ahead, usurp. I don't just throw lightning at you. Deal with it. Yeah, I'll murder a town. It's Xbox games. Get out of here.
Um,
That game did have guns and cannons and shit. And magical gloves.
all right, so
And a chicken suit.
if you could create a guild right now, what kind of guild would you want to create? Or not a guild, an organization. I'm sorry.
An organization, I would I'm a player.
Yeah. So what kind of character would
Okay.
you play, I guess? And then why?
I'm gonna
What
say
organization?
first we're gonna say that I'm already a bard. I wanna say I wanna start a musicians union. Like I wanna say that I get stiffed by a bar and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come back here with all my friends and we're gonna play outside your bar and we're gonna get everybody else from other places to sell beer in front of your bar just so they don't come in. And then do that and then see where that goes. That would be my organization if I'm as a bard.
I think I'd like.
What are you?
Okay, we'll say I'm a.
What do you relate to in D&D?
In D&D, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd say like a ranger, or a
Okay, all right.
or a fighter. That's probably what I would relate to most.
Fighter or a ranger? So, as a ranger, because I like ranger better, because fighters are very bland to me. Because you get so many ability score increases. See episode about fighters.
As a ranger,
what would you do?
I would create the animal rights organization.
Like PETA?
Yeah, but it would be more about like the animals of whatever land I live in. So I wouldn't care about like all animals around the world. It would just be like the ones that I live near.
Where does your ranger live then, Thundercat?
We'll say like Maine. We'll say that kind of.
So you live in a forest
winter.
near a pond. What animals are you trying? Are you telling me you're going to open up a fishing preserve?
Basically.
Yeah, I was just. You had to say it. I was waiting
I'd be
for
the
it.
fishing guy,
Yeah.
and then everyone else could like worry about the owls and the deer and stuff. Like
You'd be like a game warden.
yeah,
That's what I'm feeling. You're just putting up like a.
There we go. Yeah, we could be the warden. I'll make a warden service, a fucking game warden fucking organization. That's fucking perfect. That's exactly what we should. What I'll do.
I can just see you walking around with your companion. It's a fish. Just
What do you? He's a little minnow, like in a.
yeah, it's you. It'd be this big old bass in this little fucking fish tank.
The fucking gas bass.
Ooh, Fuzzrab even answered. I didn't get to ask the chat. Thank you, Fuzzrab. Mine would be as a paladin, taking on the other guilds that have wronged people. Well, I already know I'm going to meet a paladin, and would only charge them what they could afford. Wouldn't white out the other organizations, but it wouldn't make it known that they need to pick on the right targets, like nobles. So essentially, what I'm reading, like nobles and folks who can afford their guild actions. What I'm hearing is you're the Batman of mobs.
Yeah,
you're the Batman of mobs.
I was thinking
you're Luke Cage.
You're Green Arrow.
You're Danny Rand.
You pick that that fucking. You have your little list of people that are all assholes, and you're like, these are the people who you need to fucking get, and if you don't get these fucking people, then I'm gonna be mad at you guys.
Okay, now to expand upon this, what would be one of your first targets? I assume hopefully not a bard troupe who have just recently been wronged by a bar. It might be that bar. It should be that bar, if anybody.
If any fish are harmed during this battle, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, we don't. How do you feel about fish costumes?
Oh, that's all right.
All right, cool.
We
got nothing against Game Warden.
We need to get the image out there for everyone to know that fish are okay.
Profer.
Oh, my dog is barking.
Air fryer's going off. No, I saw you munching. Never mind. What else we got to talk about while Fuzz is typing?
Well, we can move on to what we're going to talk about next week.
Oh, what are we going to talk about next week?
We can kind of talk about it now, but I had an idea of like maybe we talk about like difference between table talk and metagaming and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to talk about that. There is a huge difference. There is.
All right, Fuzzrab answered.
Oh, probably the Thieves Guild who have killed someone just because someone made a noise out of their control would be my first target. Yep, that sounds like a very noble target right there. So, table talk versus metagaming. My biggest example of metagaming is the fucking insight check. I really like it's always like because you just are they lying? That's usually like that, and then like knowing stats or knowing like a beholder like has this cone. If the player doesn't know it, there's things like that. Those are metagaming. Like if you see someone go down, that's happening in battle. That's not really metagaming. Is asking how everyone's looking and people saying numbers is a little bit metagaming, but I'll allow that. That I don't.
We'll save it for next week.
All right, but table talk is different. That's like having a plan.
Save it for next week. Save it for next week.
I'm sorry. I like to metagame and I like to table talk and I like to discourage it. So I'm on all the fences.
So next week, yeah, we're going to try to do some table talk / metagaming information, talk about that a little bit, and hopefully we can get in a good conversation and the differences and the likenesses as well. Moving on, we're tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Run and Gun Wednesday, first-person shooter games. We haven't decided what we're going to play, but we have some ideas.
You are going to use your boomstick.
Yes, we are going to shoot and run and gun. Thursday night, we might be doing some Discord games. Check us out on our Discord. There'll be more information on that on Thursday. Friday, we do Follower Friday. We'll play games with the followers. Whatever game we're playing, if you have it, you want to come join us, that's fine with us. We'll make room.
You just got to follow us. That's the trick. All you do is click a button. It's not hard. I do it all the time.
Saturday night.
Team night. Ooh. Quack.
Quack. We'll probably play some Quack games.
Payday.
I want to practice some Slappy Ball. Yeah, we need to get them all to download Payday finally so we can play it. And then Monday night, we're back with Survival Night. DD and myself played last night, Green Hell, and we had a fucking blast. We ran for a while, so we made a good little run out to check things out. So.
But I thought Run and Gun was tomorrow.
Well, you don't have guns in that.
Okay. Run and Spear was
we
Monday.
Just run.
Run and
we were
Spear
just
Mondays.
We have we have bow and arrows. Survival Mondays. Survival Night. And most of these streams are going to start around 8:30, 9 o'clock. We're going to try to start as early as we can, but be ready around 8:30. Also, what else? Check our Patreon. Check us out on podcasts. Check us out on YouTube. We have stuff everywhere. We're throwing a whole bunch of content at you all at once, all the time. There's a bunch of us making content all together all the time. So we have stuff that is available to come out. We just started releasing more music on our YouTube. If you want background music for your streams, all that stuff's in our YouTube. Check us out. What do you got going on?
Dues. Oh, what do I have going on? Like this. So hi, GM Patch Nasty here. Tomorrow is Retro Night. I'm playing retro games. I don't know what I'm playing yet, but it's probably Super Nintendo. I'm gonna theme it probably by the end of the day. So follow me at GM Patch Nasty on Twitter. Thursday night I don't stream. I might play some games in the Discord. I'm not sure yet. I probably want to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I might do that in the Discord. I might just do it with the fiance. Who knows? Friday Night Lights. We play baseball. Hit some fucking dingers. I read over to us over at 10 o'clock so we can follow DG and play some more games like that. And Quack. Saturday, I do. Thank you very much, Fuzzrap, for that. Saturday, I do something a little bit earlier. It's kind of undecided, but something. I don't know. It's a little bit longer of a stream. And then Sunday, I do something. We hang out, we chit chat. I play games. We talk about the week before. We talk about the week ahead, and basically do what most people do when they game. My streams on the weekdays start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Weekends, 3 o'clock. I'm usually live by 3 p.m. 3:30 is the latest. If I don't go live, I'm probably going to update you on Twitter at GMPatchNasty. Or I'll chit-chat in the Discord. I'm usually talking about wrestling or sports or how the Cubs will burn down the entire city by trading away the infield and the bullpen. Join the Discord and let's talk about that. GM Pat Nasty Mustache. That's my promo. I had to say mustache again. Mustache. Oh, if you follow me and then you follow us to the end, we get to do the mustache raid. Everybody wants a mustache raid, so follow me.
Oh yeah, yep. I'm Thundercat. I stream strictly on DG now. You might find me here and there on my own channel. I have been getting a lot of follows because I do a lot of. He said poop. I do a lot of lurking and other streams, so people come and check me out for that. So if you see me lurking in your stream, don't worry about it. You don't need to come follow me. Go follow DG. You'll see me there instead. Yeah, that's what I got going on. I have Twitter, and you can check me out there. I tweet a lot of random shit that we're doing, so that's me.
Don't forget that
exciting.
If you can't make it next week, you can certainly listen to it on all the podcasts on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, made possible by Anchor FM, where you can make podcasts. I'm not doing an ad read right now, but it's a tool if you want to talk about things. I like listening to people talk about things. If you want to talk about wrestling, let me know.
There's also a really great thing we do at the end of each stream every Tuesday.
Dino
Nuggies, yes. There's a great thing we do at the end of every stream each week on Talking D&D. We get a live look at the life of Randy Newman, and he does a song. Dear. He does a song live for us. So if everybody, without further ado, we're gonna head over to Buzzrap says, if you have not watched Zombo Force on YouTube, your life is not complete. Watch it.
Facts.
That's on our YouTube. We're gonna head over to the ending screen. We're going to give Randy his
That's why you go give Randy his platform. This is what we're doing. Here's the question, though. What I'm doing, what Randy does. Where we going? You're going to figure that out. So I'll talk about it during the song point. We're going to thank all these lovely people in the credits. But this one is a song from Talking Heads, because that's what we're doing. We're talking and we have heads. I like druids because it's fun to say with druids. But it's called Nothing But Flowers. Here we go. Here we stand, like an Adam and an Eve. Waterfalls, the Garden of Eden. Two fools in love, so beautiful and strong. The birds in the trees are smiling upon them. From the age of the dinosaurs, cars run on gasoline. Where have they gone? Now it's all nothing but flowers. There was a factory, now there's all mountains and rivers. You got it. We caught a rattlesnake, now we got something for dinner. We got it. There was a shopping mall, now it's all colors and flowers. You got it. If this is paradise, I wish I had a lawnmower. I got it. Really got it. Years ago, I was an angry young Randy. and I pretend that I was a billboard standing tall by the side of the road. I fell in love with a beautiful highway. This used to be real estate, now it's all fields and trees. Where's the town? Where's the town? Now it's all nothing but flowers. The highways and cars were sacrificed for agriculture. I thought we'd start over, but I guess I was wrong. Once there were parking lots, now it's a peaceful oasis. You've got it. You've got it. There was still a Pizza Hut, now it's all covered in daisies. I miss the honky tonks, Dairy Queens and Dawkins and Lemons. And the things fell apart, nobody paid much attention. I dream of cherry pies, candy bars, and chocolate chip cookies. We used to microwave, now we just eat nuts and berries.